And we're back.
And we're back.
Yeah, kind of. It's back. Well, we're half back. No,
Halfback.
we're three
I'm a,
quarters back because we're missing video.
I'm a halfback.
I would actually call you the quarterback of this,
The quarterback. I'm the quarterback that's missing.
whatever this is.
Oh yeah.
Word, homie.
Uh, hello everybody.
Again.
Again, comes a voice from the darkness. It's kind of mysterious that way. And just find pictures to put up. It's not video. It's whatever character's talking about that.
Yeah, you know what I should do for stupid issues like this is I really should have something to put in your place if this happens.
Oh god, that scares me.
I should have like one of those like a caricature drawing of you as a dungeon master.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there's a bunch of character slide thingies in the essentials kit.
Is there?
Yeah, a bunch of cards, which I should actually probably have out, but we'll get into that. That's coming.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. So this is, I don't know, are we calling these episodes? It's not a podcast. It's a stream. I suppose it's episodes.
Yeah. Sure.
Episode the deuce.
Yeah, I'll when I actually put the podcast up, I'll have to have some sort of naming convention. So we might as well call them episodes for now.
Okay. So welcome to episode 2. Yes,
Yeah.
you too, puppy.
My dogs are nerds.
We will actually.
Uh-oh. All right,
Back to the call.
and we're still live.
Wow, that was
Educational.
yeah. Show messages.
Hey, FYI, if I restart Chrome, it relaunches the browser and restarts Hangouts.
Hey, go figure. Anyone using Hangouts? Just
Yeah.
so you're aware.
Fill time. I have to let the dogs out.
Okay. Well, last week we created Norm's character. We are going to be running the Dragon of Icespire Peak. So we made a character for him. He's going to have a sidekick. I don't know if we've made the determination as to which one, whether it will be the spellcaster or the warrior. But
Yeah, we can do it on the fly.
on the fly.
Why not?
I think spellcaster may be a helpful thing because at first level they get cure wounds. Although you are dexy as hell, you may still get hit and have some wounds to be cured.
I would expect nothing less.
Lazy Dragon's in the house again.
And
now
you are on stream, so stop picking your
Yay.
nose.
Okay, I'm not picking my nose. Yay, camera works. That is good. Alright. So, reviewing of episode 1, what we basically did was just explain what we are, our background, create a Norma character. Norma, you want to talk about your character a bit?
Okay, so what I chose is a half-elf rogue. He is a criminal spy, and he is chaotic neutral. I know, Genius, you like the chaotic. You are a chaotic person. So yeah, I'm sure you'll enjoy this. Male, yellow hair, emerald eyes, 5'10", 180, age 41, so he's kind of young for a half-elf. Because apparently half-elves can live up to, I don't know, upwards of 180, 200 years, according to things I have read.
Yep.
So that is, I figured I'd make him, just like me, 41 on the young side. I don't, it's all
You're only as old as you feel, Norm. You're only as old as you feel.
This morning is not so good. So I must be maybe 60 or 70 this morning. Let's see here. What else? No faith. So I have nothing set as far as religion goes.
Are you atheist or agnostic? Or
Religion curious?
religion curious? I don't know. Is he? Is there a chance this could be? That would be really interesting to pair you with a spellcaster then who has a tremendous faith.
Ooh.
That would be fun.
Yeah, let's do that. That actually sounds like. So I'll be an atheist.
An atheist?
Yeah. Why not? Let's stretch the imagination.
So,
All right. So as far as background goes, let's go to my notes here. I'll just read you verbatim what I wrote. Otherwise, I'll just stumble over my words trying to explain it. Found in the woods as a toddler and raised by pickpockets, Aronan surpassed the master thief by the time he was 10. At the age of 12, he and a friend were out when Aronan picked the pocket of a high noble human. The noble felt something and turned around. Aronan fled with his friend Garp close behind. Garp was captured and sent to the dungeons, and Aronan never saw him again. After that, Aronan started going out on his own to steal. After a while, he found himself all alone with no real friends to speak of, which suited him just fine.
do you know who this noble was? Do you know his name?
I do not, because I ran away.
Okay.
Hold
You
that thought
remember-
1 second.
Okay. While he's away and off the mic, I'm taking notes based on what he read me. If you're looking at being a DM and you have players write a backstory, you can use pieces of their backstory. And the two things I picked up on is he has a best friend who he's never seen again. That best friend could very well be alive. This noble could very well still be alive, and he may remember him. So, things I may incorporate into this some more. And now he's back, so I'll stop talking. And if he goes back and listens, he'll get secrets.
Oh. No, there'll be
stuff I do as a DM with people's backstories is all I
Ah.
was talking about, really. I mean, and basically what it is you gave me two characters.
I did.
You gave me your best friend who you left in a dungeon and never saw again. He could be alive, he could be dead, he could be undead, he could be anything. And then we have this wealthy aristocratic dude that you may recognize his face. He might not remember you specifically because you might have been one of many that have tried to pick his pocket, but you may definitely remember him.
Yeah, because I would have seen his face, although depending upon how old he was, he may have aged, so I might not recognize him. And also,
True.
I would have aged, but not as fast, so he would recognize me.
True.
Crap.
It's just
All right, so
Okay.
just some other notes. I'm always running around with a wry, mischievous smirk on my face. I keep myself clean, though I have no place to call home. So to blend in with society and not stick out as a trickster or thief, which is kind of what my character is going to be. I'm going to be more of a lone wolf, pickpocket, kind of survival thief kind of person. Thin but athletic build, not like me. 2 elvish lettering neck tattoos, one on each side. Left side says Volto, which is luck. And on the right side says, I don't know, I call it Aussie with an umlaut over the E, which means wealth. So I have 2 neck tattoos, which also make me stand out a little bit. And the Aussie tattoo covers a scar received in a pub fight when a drunkard took umbrage to being called a dolt. Lots of big words. Yeah. I pulled up the thesaurus for that one.
the thesaurus.
The thesaurus. Yeah. And I'm not speaking with a lisp because I cannot keep that up for as long as this takes.
What are you talking about, Norm?
Yes. This would be very annoying to some people.
This may be a character you encounter.
I would not be surprised.
It's possible. So, we're going to take a quick peek at the character sheet here before we start getting into our adventure. And if you look at your character sheet, if you take it from the top,
Oh, just as a side note as well, follow along, people. My note sheet is public. I think I shared it on Two Nerds One Quest, our Twitter feed. It's on dndbeyond.com. And we have... Oh, do I have that overlay active?
maybe not.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out
We'll get that up.
for next week. I'm definitely not messing with it now that I have the stream
Yeah.
going.
And we need to get you a picture for your character because right now you're a black silhouette, which is kind of weird.
Wait,
'Cause
what?
You can put that on your character sheet.
What's that?
You see where you have your name? You can put a picture in that black silhouette.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Yep, I had
you
that
do
with my
too.
other one. I just...
Just didn't.
I'm mysterious, John. Mysterious.
That works. That works. All right. So
Or
looking at your
lazy.
character sheet. Looking at your character sheet here, a couple of if you just go in this gray area where your name is, it has your sex, race, your class, and how many levels you have in that class. So if you multi-classed, if you split, it would say Rogue 1, comma Wizard 1.
Ooh,
There.
I like Rogue One.
And then I like Rogue One too. That's really nice. Level, that's your overall, that's your character level. So your level behind your class is your class level. The level in white below it all is your character level.
Okay.
Your character level is the combination of all your class levels. Makes sense, right? Over to the right, there's a share button to share it with everybody. I think you did that.
Mm-hmm. I'll do it again this week.
When you take a short rest, there's a short rest button here. You will, in fact, you could click on it now if you wanted to. You click on it, you can reset your hit points to maximum. Now, when you take a short rest, you're able to roll your hit dice to regain hit points. A short rest is a half hour to an hour where your character is doing light or no work, basically. So if you're reading or kind of sitting by the fire, roasting some marshmallows, eating some food, that type of stuff. If you're doing anything that requires a lot of mental, you're probably not going to get a short rest there. Like studying for, and you wouldn't as a rogue, but studying for spells, or there's a few other things where it's just, I'll make a determination if that is too much, whether or not you're actually resting. When you short rest, you roll your hit die, a 1d8, plus 2 is your Constitution modifier, and you can gain that many hit points back on a short rest. Then you check that box where it's under Rogue, that annotates that you've used your hit die for this level. When you go up to level 2, you'll have 2 hit dice.
Okay.
And what basically happens is then on a long rest, you gain up to half, rounded down, of your hit dice back on a long rest. So there's a way without having any healing that you can actually heal yourself.
Okay. So kind of like just as you normally would over time.
Exactly. So that is, then you click take short rest, and then it has a countdown to confirm. You'd want to confirm that to make sure you've taken it. So the double arrow on the top left of that window will hide the sidebar. If you click on long rest, you'll get a similar one. This one, a long rest, is 8 hours of extended downtime. Or a long rest is a period of extended downtime, at least 8 hours. Unless, I can't remember if it's half elves or just full elves. They only have to, because they can meditate. I think it's full elves only. They don't have to, and I'm sure the Lazy Dragon will chime in here. And they only need 4 hours because they meditate instead of sleep. So, if the rest period is interrupted by strenuous activity, at least an hour of walking, fighting, casting spells, or similar adventuring activity, the characters must begin the rest again to gain any benefit from it. I will try not to do that to you.
But there's no promises.
Yeah. Taking a long rest, you do get to reset your hit points to maximum and gain up to half your hit dice. So
Excellent.
that's where a long rest is. Campaign, that's our campaign. The little hammer and stuff, that's your builder. The next row is all your um, ability point scores and modifiers. Now, we checked the box when we created the character that said put ability point modifiers on top and the ability point scores on the bottom. Because when you're playing, you aren't going to be worried about the 16, 14, 12, 14, 12. You aren't going to be worried about those scores as much. You're going to be worried more about the -1, +3, +2, +1. So those are all those. Again, tomato example. Strength is how easily you can crush a tomato. Dexterity is how easily you can catch a tomato. Constitution is how well you can eat a rotten tomato. Your intelligence is knowing the tomato is a fruit. Your wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. And your charisma is being able to sell a tomato-based fruit salad. So your proficiency bonus, this is a static number that just goes up as you get higher in level. It starts at +2, I believe at level 20 it's +5. And then if you're proficient in something, you get to add this bonus to it. Next one's your walking speed. You can move 30 feet. Now, for us playing online like this without a map, at least we don't have a map right now. We may incorporate that later, but we're going to theater of the mind, and your walking speed, each turn you'd be able to move 6 squares. Each square represents 5 feet on the maps typically.
And that comes into play when you're battling and
when you're battling, because
Okay.
you get each turn you get a movement, an action, and a bonus action for your turn. So your movement is 30 feet. You can break that up. You can move, attack, and move. For all intents and purposes here, I will let you know how far away from things you are and where the whether or not you'd be able to shoot at something or get up. If you say you want to get up close to them and say, okay, you can get halfway there, or you'll get all the way there. You just have to use our mind. This next box, inspiration, is important. If you make me laugh, or you do something that's detrimental to your character, but very much in how your character thinks or acts, you'll get inspiration. Inspiration allows you to, on any attack, I always forget what they all are. It's basically any roll you get. If you have inspiration, you can expend it when you make an attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. Spending it gives you advantage on that roll. So,
an advantage does what?
Advantage, when you roll, you get to roll 2 dice, and you take the higher of the d20.
Okay.
So, anytime you roll a d20, sometimes you have disadvantage too, and it's you roll 2 dice and you take the lower, depending on the situation. That's fun, because sometimes you have advantage and you roll 2 nat 1s.
Fun for me or fun for you?
Oh, that instance is fun for me. Having disadvantage and rolling 2 nat 20s, that's a little disappointing. It's epic for the character.
Fair enough.
Next box is your defensives, your resistance, immunities, or vulnerabilities. As you gain stuff, you can type stuff in here. You have nothing right now. Conditions. If you click on the conditions box, there's a bunch of little toggles to condition blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, grappled, incapacitated. And then if you click on them, it will actually tell you what they are. Each of those conditions.
Uh-oh,
So-
I am charmed. Okay,
You are
I'm
charmed.
uncharmed.
There you go.
Or maybe I'm charming.
Could be that too. Your charisma is +1.
Doubtful.
Okay. Next box over here, we have, if you go all the way back over to the left again, you have your saving throws. It's at the bottom. It says saving throws in that little box. There's the 6 of them. So if I ever ask you to make a saving throw, it's going to be one of these 6. Typically, now you have a note in here. You have advantage against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep. That's because you're half elf. So that's what that A means. But I will have you roll. If I have you roll a dexterity save, like, okay, there is a log or a tree. This ogre swung and missed you and hit the tree, but this large tree is falling towards your character. I would ask you to make a dexterity saving throw to get out of the way of the tree.
Okay.
As it is falling. So then you would roll your d20, look at your dexterity modifier on your saving throws, add 5 to it, and then you're trying to beat the number I've set in my head as far as jumping out of the way of this tree.
So everything's kind of fluid. You're not going off of a set number. It's just whatever you think the difficulty is.
Yep, and that whole difficulty scale is what I laid out last week. The 0 to 5 being easy, 5 to 10 being normal, 10 to 15 being hard, 15 to 20 being difficult, 20 to 25 being very difficult, and 25 to 30 being near impossible. So that, just using that chart, when I found that chart as a DM, anyone that wants to be a DM out there, when I found that chart, that took care of all my worries. Just learning that those are, the higher you set that number and where you set that is how, if you can figure out how to set a DC, the rest of the rules kind of take care of themselves. That was always the thing I had the hardest problem with, and it is something in my head that I just couldn't. I'm like, how do I set these? How do I set these? And I saw that chart, and I'm like, hey, there we go. And so now I have no worries when I DM, other than making a fool out of myself.
Is there a link to that?
That's half the fun. It's in the. I should really look that up. I know it's in the.
We'll put it out on the Twitter if you find the link later.
Yeah, it's in the Dungeon Master's Guide. I'll make note of here. DMG. I think I even have it marked. DC chart. All right. I'll make sure I tweet that out later. Okay, so that's your saving throws. Next are the next box, the really long one, is your skills with acrobatics, animal handling, arcana, athletics, deception, all that. I will have you make skill checks occasionally. You'll say, hey, I'm walking into this room. I want to see if there's any books on this topic here. I'd have you make an investigation skill check. An investigation check. So you find your investigation. You have a +3 there. You roll your d20. Add the +3, and then again, you're trying to beat the number in my head. If all the books are laid out on their shelves, nice, normal, orderly, and everything's alphabetized and stuff, that DC is going to be very low. If there's nothing written on any of the bindings of the books, and they're haphazard, and some are in backwards, and some are laying on their sides, and they're not alphabetically organized, that DC is going to go up. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Next box. These next two little ones, initiative and armor class, very important once combat rolls around. When there is a point in every social interaction that triggers combat. The second someone's about to swing a sword, or shoot an arrow, or take a hostile action towards another character, and I notice I say character and not non-player character or player character, because it doesn't matter. And there may even be times when, and it might not happen so much with just you and I, sorry.
Grammar Nazi.
It's not me, it's been drilled into my head from my ex.
That'll happen.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about it so much anymore. Anyway, I know there are people out there that would, yeah. Once a hostile action is taken, your initiative, I'll have you roll initiative. And sometimes I'll have this rolled when everyone wants to act at once. Now, because it's just you and I probably won't have us roll initiative outside of combat. But I have had situations when you have a table full of 5 to 7 players where everyone's like, I want to do something. And it's like, all right, roll initiative, because we got to take this in an order then. If you all want to do something right now in response to this, we need order to it. Otherwise, I lose my mind. It's a DM tool you can use sometimes. The next thing is the armor class. It's very important. Every character has an armor class. That is how hard it is to hit you. It's based on your dexterity and the armor you're wearing. And sometimes your strength, I believe, as well. If I click on it, it should probably tell me. Yeah. The armor you wear, the shield you carry, your dexterity modifier. That's it. Okay. So if you're not wearing armor or shield, your AC is equal to 10 plus your dexterity modifier. Then, as like you carry a shield now, because you have armor on, you're 14. You have your leather armor. believe it was leather armor.
Yep, leather armor and dexterity bonus of 3.
Yep. So, um, we should actually take a look at that because you might be able to be at 15.
How so?
Because your dexterity. Oh, the leather armor is only a +1. Never
Yep.
mind. Okay. Yep. That makes sense. I was thinking if your leather, because there are certain armors, and I think it's more the heavier armors that don't allow you to add your dexterity bonus beyond a certain amount. Like plate armor, I think you can only use 2 of your dexterity modifier. So like if you put plate armor on, yes, you get the plate armor bonus, but you'd only get 2 points of your dexterity modifier.
Which may or may not be beneficial based
Correct.
on, yeah.
Yep. And you're not able to wear plate armor anyways because you're not proficient in it.
Correct. I am a wily bastard.
Yep. So the next box over, the big box, you'll spend a lot of time in this box. This is each one of these items across the top, your actions, your equipment, features and traits, description, notes, and extras. This is where your character sheet, like everything else is a reference. This is where you'll be doing a lot of poking around and digging. Can I do something here? Is there an action I can take here? So a lot of times I'll sit in the action tab when I'm playing, and I'll leave it open at all, but when combat starts, I'll take attack actions, see what attack actions I have, or bonus actions possibly. Your reactions is also a good thing. You get 1 reaction per round. Little things that you can look at.
Reactions meaning somebody does something, I can react? Okay.
Yes. And in that situation, you say, I would like to use my reaction to, and in this case, if someone's within 5 feet of you and steps away, you can say, I'd like to use my reaction for an opportunity attack, or an attack of opportunity. When a player's leaving a space that is threatened, i.e. you can stab them, or cut them, or hit them with a hammer, you're able to do that as they're leaving, because they're distracted. Then if you go back over, you have your senses, which is your passive perception, your passive investigation, and your passive wisdom, your passive insight. So there'll be times based on these scores that I just say, hey, you notice this, or you think he feels this way, and it's based on these.
Where is that? Where are you looking at that?
If you go back to the left, all the way to the left, under your saving throws, it's your senses.
Oh, yep, I see what you're looking at.
Yep. And then the last box on this page is right below that, which is your proficiencies in languages. You're proficient in light armor, weapons, crossbow, handbow, longsword, rapier. So this is going to give you an idea where if I ever ask you if you're proficient or anything, the one you'll go to this box for the most is if I ask if you speak a language. That's where I find people always go to this box is, how do I know if I speak the language or not? It's in your proficiencies and languages box. On the
Okay.
page. So, an overview of the sheet here. So how do you feel right now? You got your dice? Are they all in a little container, or do you have them nicely laid out? Ooh,
Yeah, I'm fancy.
You've got your tray. That's
Good.
nice.
Love gnome games. Yeah, after I came and visited you guys, I was like, I feel woefully unprepared.
You are not unprepared. You're as prepared as anyone who's never played before. Actually, you're probably more prepared than a lot of people that have never played before. A lot of people just sit down at the table and go, here's the character sheet. Here you go.
I suppose. I did a little research.
Yes. So, Aronan.
Yes, a wise master.
Wise master. Wow. You've already learned something.
Sarcasm?
Well. Say, stroke the dungeon master's ego. And then in that moment when I go, you may get the benefit of the doubt.
I'm so happy you said ego in that instance.
Yes, that's important. Okay, so you are on a road headed toward
Oh, hey,
these
quick
small.
side note. So I can
Yes,
just interrupt you and just do and say things and ask questions and
absolutely. Anytime you wanna, um, and how it typically goes is I'll describe something on a location, where you are, what you see around you, and ask you what you want to do. Um, if if I throw that to you, it's like playing catch a lot. So I throw that to you and say, "What do you want to do?" And you say, "Well, I want to go do this." And if it's not too strenuous or doesn't require any like like if I think a normal person could just go do that, I'll just go describe what happens when you go do that. Like like so. You're on a road walking towards a small village of Phandalin. Um, you the day is bright, sunshiny. It's warm. You got your armor a little loose because it's a little hot on the road traveling. Um, as you're walking through a the trees are high, but it's clear overhead. You can see the sky, and you hear something in the woods off to your right. Something not natural, not like an animal or a deer.
something I've heard before.
Um, make a nature check. So you take your d20
All right.
and roll your d20, and you're going to add your nature modifier to it, which is in your skills.
So it's +1. So what am I trying to beat?
I just want to know what your number is.
Oh,
You aren't necessarily trying to beat anything.
15.
15. You believe that this is. You believe it's a deer, honestly, is what you think.
All right. I'm just going to keep walking towards the town.
Keep walking towards town. Okay.
Yeah.
You get about another 200 feet down the road, you hear the same sound coming from the woods.
Was that the sound? Are we doing practical effects now?
No, no, I just realized I didn't have dice out in case things happened. Because I will roll dice occasionally too. And then the fun thing is sometimes I roll dice that don't actually mean anything. But you never know. It's fun
Interesting.
being a DM sometimes. Just to ratchet up the tension in a moment. So you hear the same sound again. When you stop to listen for it again, whatever it is stops.
All right. I'm actually gonna. Is it from the same area or a different area?
Uh, it's about the same. Best you can tell, it's about the same distance in.
Is it following me?
You would think that, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go check it out.
All right.
Is there a tree that I can kind of
Are you going?
not
How are you going?
hide behind, but kind of?
Are you going stealthily to check it out?
Yes, I'm gonna go check it out stealthily.
I need you to make a stealth check then. This is against whatever you're trying to hide from's perception.
That's a 20, right?
Yep, d20. It's always a d20. Every
Okay.
check you roll will be a d20. The other dice come into play for other things.
All right. Ooh, 7.
7. As you are walking towards the tree, you see a tree you want to try and hide behind. You don't see it on the ground. It's covered with leaves. You step on a stick and it snaps. And you see briefly for a second a small bipedal, probably about the size of a gnome creature, go scurrying off into the woods and hide behind a different tree.
Is it looking at me? Or is it hidden?
It got behind the tree. It's in full cover behind the tree.
I'm gonna try sneaking around it. Like going in a circle, kind of like circle around it.
So are you going to
I'm
try
gonna sneak.
Are you going to just keep going, or are you going to try and act like you're ignoring it and then go?
I'm going to be as
'Cause
quiet
it
as I
knows you're
can.
there.
What's that?
It knows you're there currently. It knows where you
Yeah.
are because you snapped this twig.
You know what? I'm just going to call out to it.
Okay.
I'm going to say, I'm not going to hurt you. Show yourself. Yeah, show yourself and I won't hurt you.
You hear a voice come from about 30 feet away behind this tree. You have money?
No, no money.
You have food.
No food.
You are food.
I am not food.
You see peek out from this little green guy with large eyes, a wide mouth, and sharp teeth, and long pointed ears peek out from behind the tree. He's kind of dressed in rags. And you see he's got clutched in his hand. He's got this little like, it almost looks like a piece of rock with some string tied around it where he's holding on to it. It looks kind of sharp. I think your lunch. He's stepping out tentatively towards you.
How far away is he?
30 feet.
So I could use my short bow.
Are you gonna take your short bow out?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my short bow out.
Roll initiative.
10.
All right, you got a 10. Is that plus your initiative bonus?
Oh, initiative is 13.
I just gotta pull this up real quick. 13. Let's see what his initiative is.
Wait. Nope, I looked at the wrong thing. Yeah, 13.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were right. I just needed to know whether or not you added that to your thing. His initiative is.
Hold on one second. I have a dog trying to get in.
You have a dog. Oh, the suspense. Okay. So what Norm does not know is that this little goblin has beat him in initiative. He's only 30 feet away. So this little goblin sitting in front of you charges you. Closes the distance of 30 feet and swings his little dagger thing at you. He is attacking you. 9 to hit your AC. Does that hit your AC?
My armor class?
Yep.
I have 14.
Okay, so he misses you. He swings this little dagger at you, and you duck out of the way, slide back, kind of doing like Neo thing, or maybe actually it's probably more like you jump your legs out of the way type thing because he's little. We're in initiative. He had beat you in initiative, so
Okay.
he had the first action.
I assumed.
So
I have my bow out right now, right?
yes, you have your bow out. That was what triggered the initiative.
All right.
Now the problem is, you have disadvantage on attacks within 5 feet with a ranged weapon.
Can I club him with the bow?
Yes, you can.
I will club him with the bow. Oh, but
Okay.
you were gonna say but.
Well, it's just you could drop your bow and take out your scimitar if you wanted, or not scimitar. What do you have? One of your daggers or your rapier, if you wanted to. This guy you're fighting looks nothing like that. It's actually the opposite, quite the opposite of that.
So not fuzzy and dark.
Not fuzzy and cute and adorable. No, he's kind of scaly and toothy and a little weird.
So more like me.
More like that, yes. So, do you want to drop? Do you want to hit him with your bow, which is an improvised weapon?
Is it taking an action? Like if I pull up my scimitar or
You
whatever, does that take an extra action and he gets another swing, or?
nope. I would say you could drop your bow and pull it, draw your weapons and attack.
All right, I'll do that then.
There are some game systems that have very tight restraints on that, but I think you could do that.
My dexterity's high. I'm good.
Yeah. Basically, probably I'm allowing you to draw your stuff as a bonus action,
Okay.
and then you attack. So, you gonna attack with your rapier then, or what?
Yeah, I have a rapier, so I'm gonna drop my bow and
Drop your bow. Okay.
yeah, drop the bow, pull out the rapier, and take a swipe.
Okay. So when you attack with your rapier, if you look at your rapier line, you have a reach of 5 feet, so he has to be within 5 feet of you to hit him.
Yep.
Then you got your 2-hit bonus, that +5. That's what you're adding whenever you attack. So you roll your d20 and add your +5 bonus to attack. You're trying to hit his AC.
Am I also rolling a d8 for damage?
Not yet.
Okay.
I mean, you can't. There are ways to do this. When I have a table of 7, and the Lazy Dragon's really good at this for me, he rolls all his dice at once and then gives me the number to hit. That way he doesn't have to roll the second time. It kind of speeds up combat. When it's just the two of us, we can break it into the 2 rolls. So what was your attack to hit?
Ooh, I got 4.
4 plus your 5?
Plus 5 is 9.
Plus 9. So you drop your bow, and as you go to get your rapier out, it like snags or something as you're trying to pull it, because he closed the distance so quickly it kind of caught you off guard. And you pull it, when you go to swing, you actually just swing over the top of his head because he's kind of short. He's going to come back at you with his little dagger thing there. Oops.
You're gonna kill me on the first day, aren't you?
Maybe. We'll see. 20 to hit. That hits your AC, correct?
Yeah.
20? Okay. So then he does one... Ooh, not a D8. That's too much damage. So then he hits you for 8 slashing damage. So you take 8 points of damage. So if you go into your little box where your hit points are in the upper right,
Yep.
you can put
Move
8
up
in
to
that,
8. Hit
and then
damage. Ooh, that puts me down to 2.
down to 2. So it is back to you.
Do I want to die or do I want to run? I'm gonna run because that's what my character would do.
Keep in mind, if you run, well, you're a rogue. You have disengaged, don't you? So, features, traits. Can you disengage, or maybe you don't have it yet? I think you get.
I don't think I have it yet.
So if you run, he's gonna get to attack you
Oh, well, screw
with his
that.
reaction, which could be good or bad. He could miss you. If he
Yeah.
misses you, you can get away. But if he hits you, you only have 2 hit points.
All right. Well, I'm gonna swing at him again then. Is he
Okay.
still within 5 feet?
Yep, he's still within 5 feet. He's not going anywhere.
All right. 12 plus 5 is 17.
17, that hits him. Now you roll what your damage is for it. So it is the 1d8 plus 3.
So I got a 5. So that's the 2. I rolled a 2 and got plus 3 is 5.
5 damage to him.
Yep.
And I am keeping track of his hit points. So, all right. And he looks at you. He's going to swing again. He sees you're hurt. He likes his chances. 14 to hit.
I am at a 14.
And it just hits you. So he does 2 points of damage.
Bum bum ba
Honestly. Okay, now you are not dead here. You are unconscious. Now, if you go to your hit points and deal the 2 damage to yourself, you'll see that box change.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
I see the X's over my eyes.
yes, and you're now in a state called death saves. Anytime your turn comes around, you need to make a death saving throw. You roll a d20, and it's over 10 or under 10, 10 or under. If it's over 10, it's a success. If it's 10 or under, it's a failure. Whichever one happens first, 3 failures or 3 successes, determines whether you live or die. And then when you die, you're still not necessarily dead. So, the goblin hits you, you fall to the ground, sliced open. And as you're laying there on the ground, there's a flash of bright light over your vision as blurring and blacking out. It gets very bright suddenly, and you don't see what happened. You can hear it, but as it flashes and your vision goes dark, the next thing you remember is waking up in a bed in a room unfamiliar, and there is a blonde human woman sitting next to you and sees you awake, and she looks at you and, "You all right?
Where am I? What happened?
You're in Phandalin. You got caught by a goblin, apparently. You would have been dead had I not come along. What is your name?"
Who? Oh, who are you?
"I'm Eliana. I'm a cleric.
How did you find me?
You're lucky. I was traveling down the road. I heard the commotion.
That's yet to be seen.
You may have been dead had I not come along."
Well, I thank you. My name's Aronan.
Aronan, it is nice to meet you.
What happened to the goblin?
There isn't much left of him. This is what he was carrying, and she hands you this little shiv dagger looking thing that he was fighting with. And there's a small roll of leather, like just a piece of leather rolled up and tied with a leather thong. He had these things on him.
What is it?
I don't know. I didn't take a look.
I'm gonna take a look and see what it is. I'm gonna take it from her and.
Okay. So you unroll this, and inside is there's a couple of things in there. There's a needle and like a piece of like gut string, like a very crude string for like sewing injuries. There is a little piece of yellow cloth that is a little dirty, kind of tattered, looked like it ripped off of something. And then a goblin tooth as well in there.
I'm gonna ask her if she's ever seen anything like that before, if she knows what it is.
I have no idea what it is. I don't know goblins to be sentimental creatures, but maybe this one was.
Is there any writing on it anywhere?
Not that you see as you're turning it over and looking at it. The piece of leather looks like it was just something to hold everything together. Maybe it looks like it was at one point part of a like kit for a medical kit or something. You know how like sometimes you have like files and stuff rolled up in it.
Yeah.
It looks something like that, and like the needle is in the leather actually. The tooth, you don't know. The yellow cloth looks like it was nice yellow. Like it doesn't look like something that belonged to a goblin. Initially, you think it might have belonged to someone else.
What color is it? You said it's gold?
Yellow. It's
Yellow?
yellow. Yellow.
Okay, so not gold, just yellow.
Yeah.
Like some dude forgot to brush his teeth and it popped out.
Maybe. When you are feeling up to it, you are in Phandalin. There's many things you can do around here. If you're looking for work, if you don't want to go fighting goblins, there are other things to be done around town. There is a job board, um, stuff. So
So am I, at this point, am I healed at all, or am I just kind of still...
you feel, yeah, you aren't, you have all your hit points back. You are sore and groggy as you get up. It almost feels like you've been laying there for maybe longer than a day.
So I'm gonna ask her, how long have I been out?
It's been the better part of the day. I picked you up. It was 2 days ago, and you were asleep all of yesterday. It's mid-morning currently. 2 days after the day you fell.
So why was the goblin so close to the town?
And I don't know. He looked poor. He looked like he was looking for food or something. Normally they don't live on their own like that either. That was also very suspicious.
So there's probably some other goblins around, huh?
There may be. Typically they live in tribes. Um, I've not seen one in these parts for many months. So
Have I been to this town
Curious.
before?
Have you been to Phandalin before?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Have you? I'm looking at the map and thinking, where's Phandalin? No, probably not. I'm gonna say no. You've been to Neverwinter before, which is a much larger city, but you have never come inland. You've always kind of remained along the coast, we'll say. And this is a bit inland. You decided one day that you were just going to try taking a different road.
I was gonna be adventurous.
Taking the road less traveled. Perhaps you were trying to hide from someone along the coast. Who knows?
Interesting.
That is entirely up to you.
I think I'm gonna ask her to show me the job board. I could use some cash.
I'll show you the job board. Well, let's get you up and get you some food first.
I could always go for some wings.
You are hungry. Like when she says food, you're like, oh yeah, I need food.
Alright, let's go grab some food.
So you get up and she takes you out, and you realize that you're in an inn. For all intents and purposes, you aren't in a medical facility. That it is a plain small inn, has about 5 rooms in it.
I'm gonna ask her what she's doing here. Like, what are you doing here? So, like, how long have you been here? Why are you staying at the inn?
I stopped at the inn because it was a place where I could heal you. I couldn't have left you out there.
Okay.
It's against my beliefs. I help all in need as a cleric of Lathander.
Alright, I'm suspicious of her, so I'm just going to... I'll follow her down, and we'll get some food.
Okay, you said you're suspicious of her.
Yeah, I just...
Okay.
not very trusting.
If you want to know about how your character feels about her, you can make an insight check. Like if you're suspicious and you think that she's not telling you the truth, you can roll an insight check, and if you roll high enough against, if she's lying or holding anything back, you can gain insight to that.
Okay.
So I'll have you roll one right now. Roll an insight check.
15.
15. Again, plus your 2.
Yep. So 17.
17. To your dismay, she's actually telling you the truth. You feel that what she is telling you is that she is a very religious lady. And you, being who you are, you're like, great, another one. And now this one saved my life. So
Okay. So basically, I'm surprised that she's telling me the truth and doesn't have an ulterior motive.
yes, because you're so used to
Yeah.
ulterior motives in the criminal underworld, that this woman is just straight up saved you because it's what she believes is to be right and the right thing to do.
All right. So I'll go down with her.
Okay, so you come down the stairs, and there is a short, friendly male human behind the bar, and he says, he's awake. You didn't look so good when you came in here, lad.
No, I probably did not.
No, like, you were barely standing on your own. She had her... Yeah. It's good to see you standing.
Thanks. It's good to be standing.
I'd hate for someone to die in my inn. And he looks at Eliana. Is he alright? Yeah, he'll be good. He's a little sore. He needs food more than anything right now. Oh, well, I got that. I just took care of a couple of chickens out back. They're roasting over the fire right now. So, give it just a little while. Not much longer. They'll be ready. I'll bring some up for you. You can have a seat in one of the tables over there. Thank you very much, she says. And she walks over to one of the tables and sits down.
All right. I'm gonna follow her over to the table.
Okay.
Sit down.
She sits down. She has a staff with her. She takes and she grabbed like a corner table and she sets the staff down. And then she has a cloak on her that she takes kind of off and lays over the chair next to her. Her robes are white with red and gold trim. She has blonde curly hair that rolls down. She has blue eyes, a round face, and a pleasant smile. And she looks up at you and says, "So where were you headed?"
Wherever the road took me. Not heading any particular direction. Just walking.
So you're a traveler.
You could say that.
Are you gonna sit down?
Oh, I sat down. Yeah. You did hear me. I think I said I was going to follow you and say, yeah.
My bad.
I'm going to stand on the table for a while.
If you're gonna get up there, you better dance. No, she would not say that. She's a good girl. I've been traveling. I'm on my way to Neverwinter.
What's in Neverwinter?
A city, a temple.
Is that
a
your home?
bed. No, I don't have a home. I roam the world looking for souls in need. You just happen to be the latest one.
So you're a do-gooder.
That's a bit derogatory, but yes.
And
Are you not?
why do you help people? What do you get out of it?
How many people have you helped in your life?
That's a tough one to count.
The exterior you're showing makes it seem rather easy to me.
Does it matter?
Well, you just asked, why do I help people? The feeling it gives me, the joy it brings, both to others and to myself, knowing I made an impact on the world and spread Lathander's light to the corners.
I'm gonna. Do I have to roll for a heavy eye roll?
No, no, you can heavy eye roll. You can say what you're doing. So you're not a man of faith, I take it.
No, not so much.
No?
We all make our own luck. Nobody's helping me across.
Well then. And she's smiling to herself.
What's so funny?
It seems someone has helped you across, sir. Whether you believe or not.
What's that?
Whether you believe that or not is up to you. But from my point of view, someone has.
Yeah, you. You helped me, and I'm very thankful for that.
How thankful, she says.
Not that
Get
kind
your
of.
mind out of the gutter.
I'm not that kind of guy. Or am I?
Maybe you are. Either way, I was referring to money. As I travel the world by myself, I spread Lathander's light. Income just doesn't show up for me.
So you're looking for a handout.
No, just whatever you value your life at.
Let's see here. How much do I value my life? How much gold do I actually have? That's under equipment, huh?
Yeah, it'll be under equipment and then
Inventory.
At the top currency.
Oh, there it is, 15. I'll slide her across 2 gold coins, or whatever the heck currency it is.
Okay. So go to your currency then, in your equipment. Click on it. And then
Oh, it's gold. Okay.
under gold, yep, hit 2 and hit remove. So you gave away 2 gold. So you now currently have 13, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
There's your payment.
Thank you. Then she takes it and puts it in a pouch at her hip. How do you make your money?
I'm not sure how to answer that. I don't think you'd like my answer.
Perhaps. Just seems that you may have problems staying upright. And I can help you with that.
I'm not known as a warrior. You would be correct in that assumption. And I could use someone to help me. Funds are a bit low.
Tell you what, when we're done eating, let's go see what's on the job board.
All right. Yeah, I can hang around here for a little bit yet. I don't have any place to go.
Okay. The food comes, and you have a delicious. You don't remember food ever tasting this good. So you eat the chicken voraciously, and eat the meal. She pays for it, pays for the meal, and she grabs her cloak and puts it on, and her staff, and says, Aronan, are you ready?
All right. I'm gonna get up and grab my stuff and Yep. Let's go check out the job board.
And she goes to the front door, and as you follow her to the front door, she stops. And she turns and looks back at you and says, "You can call me Ellie, by the way." And pushes the door open, and the two of you walk out, and we'll stop right there.
Interesting. Thank you for not killing me.
I had all kinds of ideas, depending on how soon it would happen. There was a chance it wouldn't happen right there. He only had 7 hit points. He had 2 hit points too. When
after you said
he's
it,
just gonna go for this.
yeah. After you said I woke up in the inn, I assumed that he was gonna have like 1,000,000 hit points, and I was just gonna die no matter what.
Yeah, no, that was it was way, and believe it or not, we didn't have your sidekick determined. What
That is
we were gonna
true.
do for sidekick, and then when we kind of talked about it, you said, yeah, maybe someone to heal me. I'm like, okay, well, this might be, as this was unfolding, I'm like, oh, this would be a really good way to introduce a sidekick.
Yeah.
And there is a great dynamic between the two of them already, I can tell. It's going to be fantastic. So,
All right. Yeah, that was interesting.
fun stuff.
Yeah, I think that was
So-
a good first trip.
Yeah. First fall.
Yeah, first dagger.
First dagger fall. So, we'll start getting more into the story of the book. None of that was in the book. That was all just get your feet wet introduction.
Okay.
So now we're actually at a point like the inn is in Phandalin. The innkeeper has a name, like all that's there. So I've started getting in there, and this job board is in there and everything. So
Okay.
we'll start moving forward with the actual adventure next week.
Sounds great.
Awesome. All right.
Sounds perfect.
Did you have fun?
I did. Yeah, it's
You're
interesting.
smiling, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, it makes me think. Gets the creative juices flowing.
Yeah. And that's anybody starting to DM out there, and I'm going to talk from a DM's perspective because I'm the DM here. Anyone thinking about DMing, that's the most important thing. At the end of the session, talk to your players. Ask them if they had fun. Look at them, see if they're smiling. If they say yes, they had fun, and they're all smiling, you did a good job. The numbers, the rules, none of that matters. As long as you get all your friends together and everyone's smiling and happy, you did it right. All right?
Seems like it.
Yep. Till next time, avoid the goblins.
Avoid mind the big rocks.
Mind the big rocks.
All right. Yeah. All right, guys. You can follow us on Twitter. Two
Yes.
Nerds One Quest. That's up and running. This will be going on Sunday mornings, and at some point, I'm sure we'll have some other stuff going on. But for now, that's going to be the best place to find us.
Yep, watch for that. I'll find that Dungeon Master, where in the Dungeon Master's Guide that chart is for setting DCs, and we'll get that tweeted out too. At the very least, Dungeon Master's Guide page, whatever, to show you where that is.
Yes, Lazy Dragon, level 1 does suck.
Level 1 is difficult. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, your ass kind of got saved, but go to level 2.
Oh,
We'll start next session. Don't do it now.
Okay.
We'll start next session leveling you up to level 2.
perfect.
Because these first couple levels, like probably after next session, I'll probably have you go to level 3.
Uh-huh.
Because at level 3, things just start to get real. The level 1 and 2 are very introductory style stuff. Get you rolling some dice and knowing stuff, but your classes come into their own at level 3. So we'll do that. We'll start next session with leveling you up to 2, and we'll continue our adventure there.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Awesome.
Thanks for
Have a
watching,
good one,
guys.
everyone. Yeah, buddy. That was cool. Eliana. Came off that top of my head, and I need it to be something other than Eliana, and that's where I